Hey everyone, I mentioned a couple days ago on Twitter that I would do a quick episode this week. I just wanted to give an update on the podcast since it's been about a month since I've posted an episode, and I am in the process of working with my guest to get the Gwendy's Final Task episode out to everyone, and there were a couple setbacks there because my guest was sick and then I was on vacation, and I'm still playing catch up from that with work. So it's been a little busy over here on my end, and I apologize for the lack of an update these last few weeks, but I am still also working out some ideas for the future of the podcast now that I will be once again caught up after the upcoming Gwendy's Final Task episode. But just to give you all an idea of what to expect, I am going to be doing some things that aren't necessarily directly Stephen King. I have plans to do things like cover Grady Hendrix's Paperbacks from Hell book, and I'm thinking of doing some book reviews for books that either Stephen King has written a blurb for or has done an introduction or something along those lines. This way, it's sort of like stuff he recommends. And I know there are lists that exist out there with books he's not necessarily blurbed, but recommends that people read. So that's some stuff that I definitely want to focus on in the future, just so it's not months and months and months between episodes. But I'm also still going to cover the nonfiction. I will be reading On Writing soon, and I also have Secret Windows, Dance Macabre, and there's a coffee table book called Nightmares in the Sky where Stephen King writes about gargoyle statues. I don't really know exactly what the deal is with that one, but I have it. It's sitting on my shelf, so I will certainly be reading it. Hopefully I can find a guest for that one. I know that's sort of one of the ones that either not a lot of people have heard of to begin with, or B, if they've heard of it, they might not even have a copy of it. But I was able to find one on, I want to say it was Thrift Books, but other than that, I want to do some other things like character episodes, especially for characters who have appeared in multiple works of King's. So for instance, there could be a Holly Gibney episode. I know she's not everyone's absolute favorite character, but because she's appeared in so many things and he announced a Holly book, it makes sense to do some stuff like that. I can talk about some other characters, like do an episode just on Roland or Susanna, or, really anyone from the Dark Tower, I think, could get their own episode. And as we all know, Randall Flagg certainly could take up multiple episodes. But this is just, again, a quick little update. I didn't want to sort of be radio silent while I work things out, but there will probably be some more gaps in between episodes, which hopefully that'll give some of you a chance to go back and catch up on episodes that you maybe skipped just because you hadn't either read what we were talking about or watched what we were talking about. I also plan to revisit some of the short stories because I know when I did the collections, I didn't cover every single story in the collections, and I really do want to cover some more of that stuff a little more in depth, just because if you take something like Night Shift or any of the other short story collections, there's a lot in there, and it was just too many stories to really dig into for a single episode, because as you all know, for the most part, these episodes are typically around an hour, sometimes less if we don't have quite as much to say, sometimes more if myself and my guest are really loving the piece of media that we're talking about. But that's all I have for you all today. I hope you have enjoyed this journey as much as I have, so thank you all for sticking with me, and there will definitely still be more to come. So be sure to keep listening. I really, really appreciate it.